I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In case you guys haven't noticed, we pushed this table back about 3 feet, so we're a little tight back here now, but. Okay, roll call, please.
Okay, Greg Gordon.
Here.
Darlene Hayes.
Here.
Susie Smith.
Present.
Michael George.
Here.
Jim Delaney.
Here.
Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Sorry.
Approval, a motion to approve the minutes from April 8th.
Motion to approve the minutes from April 8th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Greetings, trustees, staff, and citizens of Sunrise Beach. Behind the scenes, each department is working hard to bring the village up to date on many issues that cities are facing right now. The Public Works Department has found all but one of the missing water meters. Yay.
Yay.
This was an all hands on deck to locate and begin billing water meters that had been missing for many years. Of course, this will add needed income to our water system. They've also located poorly run lift stations and replaced equipment to prevent issues with wastewater flow. All necessary maintenance, which must be handled, and we will start doing that on a regular basis. I do want to make a statement about water and wastewater billing. The village must be diligent on delinquent water and wastewater bills. As our ordinance reads, bills are sent out by the 20th of the month. On the 15th of the following month, they are considered delinquent if not paid. We will begin adding the 10% fine at 30 days delinquent. We will attempt to speak to the customer before shutting the water off. However, as stated in our ordinance, we will shut off the water at 30 days delinquent. And this does apply to all of our customers. There is a $25 fee to reconnect in addition to paying the delinquent bill. Please know that the water bill comes every month. The city must bill for this service. We will continue to shut off accounts that do not pay that bill within the 30-day period. Communicate with our water department if you have an extreme circumstance. However, the village must enforce our dues dates on billing. The planning department has been receiving many permit requests. Make sure you apply for your permit, leaving time for the zoning officer to research your requests. Don't apply while your carpenters are setting up their tools.
That happened.
Now we are seeing a real growth trend on the west side, and it's important that we follow our zoning codes consistently on all the situations. Summer events are already beginning. Keep in mind that visitor traffic will affect your travel time. Potholes, repairs, and grass cutting, all the things that warm weather brings, please keep in mind when driving. We want you to arrive safe. As always, call or email with any questions or comments you have, because we are your Board of Trustees. And we will go to visitors' comments. If anyone has anything to talk about, please state your name and you'll get 5 minutes to talk.
It's limited to 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Hi, my name is Jim Wright.
I do.
First, I'd like to welcome the new people on the board here. I'm pretty excited about that. So thank you for your time. How's my sewers coming down? What's our street?
Center.
What's our-
Center Road. How we doing? That's the phase.
When is the water and sewer coming?
Yeah.
We're in phase 4 right now, which is updating our plant so that we can close the south plant. So that section that we're going to do is after that. So it could be, I hate to even guess. I'm thinking the way as slow as all the water stuff goes, I'm thinking probably going to be in 28. It's just the way the engineers do things.
Getting bumped back. I mean,
We're not getting bumped back, but the engineers have to do all this environmental stuff and all
I
that.
heard the same thing with Steve, but why is it dragging out for so many years? I mean, we're in trouble with it.
We're at the mercy of our engineers. I mean, we have got the grants, we've got the approval. We just have
So
to
the
wait.
engineers didn't even start it up because somebody was out there monkeying around.
I don't know, they may be out there looking at it, but honestly, their first priority is to update that plant on Jet Ski Road. So that's the job they're on right now, which is phase 4. And phase 5 is that extension onto Center Road. Now,
And
maybe
it's-
they're doing some of the groundwork. I don't know that.
And it's not just the engineers, they have to get federal approval for all this. So once you submit it,
Everything with the government takes forever.
I mean, we can't get our roads done until the sewer project's done, but they just keep getting bumped and bumped and kicked down the road. I mean, I don't
oh,
understand.
trust me,
why.
I live with it year round.
Huh?
I live with it year round. So
Yeah, I
get it.
know. But
Well, it was put on the agenda right away because we did already hire the Archer is the engineer. We've already applied for the grant from the government, so we've already done all the due diligence that we can do. It's not like you're getting.
I don't want to bring up past employees or conversation, but yeah, Steve down kind of gave me the impression that, yeah, Jim, you guys are next on phase. I should have wrote down the number. I
He's
know.
right, you're next, but next means next year or whatever. But yeah, I mean,
Well, that's what I thought it was next year, which would have been this year. I actually thought I'd come back and see some action. So
as far as I know, they're not gonna start on that until they finish the plant.
So it's not even on the radar.
It's not they're not being paid to do it because we have to wait until the government grant gets in, which the grant for the plant project has been approved and everything. So we haven't received the money yet, but it has been approved. So
Okay, I don't want to.
I apologize, but that's the way it works.
With no answer.
No answer.
Who they?
Well, when we always put bids out and you guys help pick who we want for the engineer and we chose Archer and that was mid last year or something like that we did that. And we applied for the grant like early last year.
Who are they communicating with here in City Hall of where their status is?
They talked to Caitlin because they asked about the system, but as far as talking to me, the only thing they do with us is send us a bill.
We're in a holding pattern.
Yeah, because I mean, they know what they're doing. We don't do the work. So, I mean, and our public works doesn't get involved in that. That's their.
There used to be some guy, Troy or somebody, used to be here. Is he still involved with the engineering part of it or something? Or
You're talking about Tony. He worked for Alpha. That was like two phases ago. And he was always in here because I think he ate lunch here and everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he was the groundwork. He was the guy that went around and got the easements and all that kind of stuff. Now, this project we're on, we didn't need easements because, what they're doing is improving that plant. So,
next quick question is, there's some road debris or something scraped off the roads. Millings, is that what it's called? They're just piled up over there by some sort of a plumbing pump station or something, right as you go around the bend. What's up with that? Is that temporary or is that gonna be there forever?
I'm not sure.
Miles of that stuff. What is that?
I said at one point, it was supposed to be spread around each of the pump stations and filled in. I mean, that's why.
Yeah, it was millings from when Indian Hills got paved, rather than haul them off. I don't know if it was Andy or
Andy must have asked them
somebody
to
opted
leave
to
the
keep them
millings.
there to where they could be spread around the large, what do you call them, Caitlin, your large
The
station.
lift station?
The pump station?
Yeah, the big, yeah, just spread it around there.
Hmm.
So that would be a Troy question on
Yeah,
what we can do.
That's it. Andy and Troy
I
probably.
mean, there's like 3 big piles of it. It's an eyesore. I mean, it's.
Huh.
Come
Well,
on.
you know what?
I was hoping to
If you wanna run by there and see where it is and
I know exactly where.
maybe let Dahlia know and she can talk to Troy about what they're
Materials
gonna,
and
there
spread
she
it
is.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want, maybe just spread it out
Yeah,
there or something.
Dahlia's scheduling all of
That's-
Troy's work, so if you give her a call, she can put it on the schedule.
Okay, and then, my last, question, comment, whatever, is that there's a trailer right up there, you know, by the one that sits by itself as you come down Center Road. Is there somebody living in there now or something? I've seen somebody down there.
I don't believe so. They're probably doing some work on it. I would imagine that property recently sold.
Brian Terry bought that. So Terry's RV there,
Oh, Terry did buy it?
yeah.
Well, good, I'm happy for him, because he is trying, man, there's some massive piles of junk down.
My understanding is he's going to take that one and then the two that he previously owned up by the road. Have you seen the one he did in the middle that remodeled and?
Yeah, it's nice.
He's gonna do the same thing with those three existing.
Yeah,
Which-
what I'm having a problem with something, I mean, it's large dump site, so I'll talk to him, maybe he's gonna bring a dump truck down and haul that stuff out of it, but it's just.
And
Really,
he took 3 tractor trailer loads out this one.
yeah, I mean, but there's some other stuff that looks like somebody's just been dumping back in
Well,
there.
that came out of that trailer and when.
Nah, but if you go down a couple more, Michael, there's.
Oh, that's out that metal building. They're trying to clear it out. Okay, that-
Yeah, that building was full of a bunch of.
Yeah, I know that, my other bunch, but if you go down on his somewhat blacktop road out there, where it looks like maybe a trailer was in there at one time, there's just like fresh
They,
dump stuff. in there.
they bring in anybody that stays there, they bring crews down and they work a weekend.
Yeah.
And then it just takes some time to clear it out.
All right, I'll talk to him, he's a pretty good guy.
Yeah, Brian Terry.
And then I read something, oh, by the way, the newsletter, I like that a whole bunch, your spring newsletter. So whoever puts that together, they did a great job, very informative. I think a lot of people around here read it from one end to the other, so thank you for that.
Good, good.
That's all.
Glad to hear that. We've got nothing but good compliments about the newsletter,
Yeah.
and hopefully we're gonna
Do it
continue.
more often.
Yeah. I think 4 times a year is what we
Yeah,
had
that's
planned
good.
on it.
Yeah,
This one
fine.
was a little
Spring.
late because I kind of got it thrown at me. Kind of.
No,
Last
it's
minute.
very informative, way to introduce people.
Thank you very much, my other editor. Anybody else have any comments? No? Bob? No? Okay, let's move on to the
I'm just
chief.
here to protect him.
Okay.
Fine.
You mean us from him or him from us?
Fine.
Okay, chief of police report. Got anything to say?
Oh, yeah, let me go to that one. So the big thing is the opening that was created with Officer Horn resigning to take the position of chief of Cole Camp has been filled by Officer Mel Gregory. Mel Gregory is a recent, she's a recent graduate of Lincoln University Law Enforcement Academy, came highly recommended. Officer Gregory began her field training with me on Monday, the 11th, and so far has heard and talked on the phone constantly and probably knows more about planning and zoning than any other. Still on the search for potential temporary homes for the PD while we decide what the long-term position would be. We were in discussion with the fire department to lease a space from them for $2,200 a month. However, the 3 offices they were offering wasn't going to be enough. We were going to need another room to store property and evidence in, so that wasn't able to work. The base competition we had with Midwest SPL was a really big success this weekend. Had a lot of competitors come out, actually caught the eye of some national organizations within that base speaker community that's wanting to collaborate with us next year and make it even larger. The patrol car won second in its class with a top sound of 142 decibels. Got best in show, got the Rad Choice Award and a couple other small awards. Still experiencing delays in getting the pink Durango that was purchased in January deployed. We were finally able to get it in the upfitter. They found the D-carpets in the back were leaked, that a body panel had been leaking, so it got to go back to the dealer for some warranty work. Hopefully it'll be deployed next week. I do need a motion on one thing on the PD side is when we purchased that 2026 Durango, it caused the 2020 Charger to be taken out of the fleet. The initial plan for the Charger was to keep the light bar and siren on it, but remove police markings to allow it to be used for city hall use and when officers need to go to training or other employees. However, staff has opted that they would rather not use the Charger. And I don't believe that keeping it for PD purposes only is going to be fiscally responsible. I can't really justify having a training car. So in that regard, since the value is over $3,000, I am requesting that you guys allow me to deem it as surplus property and sell it according to village regulations and ordinances.
Are you putting it on one of the auction sites then?
I haven't decided, and before I move forward with actually listing it on anything, I would make sure that at least Susan has understood. We're still looking at different options. It's likely going to go on Gov Deals because ordinance says anything over 3,000 has to be auctioned. If we leave the lights and sirens and dash cam in it, obviously it makes it more valuable as a police car, but then only police entities can search it and purchase it. So I kind of want to see what that market's looking like versus the civilian market and make a decision based off of that on what we're going to get the best bang for. I anticipate we could get anywhere from 7,000 to 13,000.
Can we have a motion to try to sell the Charger?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that you chief the reins to move the Charger appropriately.
A second.
Second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, looks like LOE is up next.
Short and sweet. So when I prepared this report on Monday, we had a water loss of 47%. And then we found a major leak. So I'm significantly hoping that that is reduced. Delia and Troy and I are putting on our boots. We're gonna fix it tomorrow. Essentially what it was we had 153,000 gallons flow through a meter and surface. And we caught it. Delia went and read meters. We looked at all the readings, caught it, shut the meter down overnight, and the tower picked right back up. So we're good to go on where it's located. Troy's got locates in. We'll get the equipment. Big thank you to City of Lori for loaning us some equipment to get it accomplished tomorrow. On that side of things, Troy has made a huge difference in finding these last few lost meters. He's gone into the diamond mapping and he's going pit by pit, putting all the numbers in that we need, taking photos of everything, and he's made huge progress on that. He's still got some work to do, but it's turning into quite the beautiful thing. It's an awesome tool. So we also got your guys' CCR, and what that means is Consumer Confidence Report. You'll have a copy of it. It looks like this. This is your water quality report. If anybody has questions about the quality of water that we are putting out, the answer is going to be on here. We send this out once a year, and it basically shows any test that we've taken. So you'll see there's like a barium test on there that was done in 2023. So it's really detailed. One of the things that I think you guys should be proud of is under violations and health effects. You guys had no violations occur in 2025. So that's pretty awesome.
Yay.
So that being said, you've got some other things that aren't regulated that are listed on there, things like hardness. So if somebody calls and wants to put in a water softener, what's my water hardness? It's right here. We got all the information. So we got that distributed. The link was sent out on the bills this last billing cycle, and we certified to DNR that got completed. As Susan said, we have one lost meter left. And I can't tell you the victory and the high fiving that's going to happen when we find that one. We've also found multiples of the lost meters that were actively using water and not receiving a bill, and they are getting billed. So all things moving forward. That's going to kind of be the next thing now that we've located the physical location. Dahlia's next move is find responsible parties to bill and start collecting funds for some of these. There is the unfortunate occurrence that in the past, some of them were allowed to be turned off, and we're going to need to honor that situation, but all situations change, and eventually somebody's going to want water to them. So in wastewater operations into things, the Woods lift station is done with the exception of we received your pump last Thursday. We've got to get it installed and then you're good. Shawnee Preserve lift station is done and operating in full, and the Oak Ridge lift station is done and operating in full. And I can tell you that I can see a significant difference at the main facility with those operating consistently correctly. So that's exciting. We do have a small issue at the grinder station that's shared by the tire shop and the laundromat. We've made some adjustments. That station was never designed for a laundromat to be on it. They've made some improvements, they've made some upgrades, we've replaced some parts, but we're gonna keep an eye on it. We have had some phone calls about it, but they've been addressed every time and, you know, we're doing what we can with it, so. And that would be the thing that we would encourage everybody if they're coming down for the summer season. If you have a question, if you have a concern, if you notice something different, call us, let us get out there and look at it and just confirm for ourselves that everything is working properly.
Yeah.
For your viewing pleasure, and I have to go through it and waste your time, I also included on the back of my report, your system usage reports, that also shows the funds collected for the last billing cycle, just so you guys can kind of accountable.
Is that on the new subs software? I like that a lot. I can't believe we sold 2 million gallons of water in a month. Oh my God.
Yep.
I didn't realize that we had that much water going on.
You guys are comfortable, you are, and that's only gonna go up. And I think that the numbers for you guys to really keep an eye on is watch us on that total water revenue, total sewer revenue. As the summer increases, we're gonna see that increase. As we're being more proactive about delinquent accounts, we're gonna see that hold a little bit more steady. We're not gonna see the fluctuation. So that's really why I started including that, so you guys can hold us accountable to doing our jobs.
No, I appreciate it. I like that
No
report.
problem. I think that's everything for us. I really don't want to say it out loud, but we're actually getting to a point where things are going pretty good.
La, 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 la. Every time I see Caitlin's name show up on my phone, I'm like, oh.
More money.
Anybody have any questions for Caitlin about water, sewer? Okay, let's go to our zoning officer.
Like Susan said in her report, it has been very, very busy. We did get the original document that we worked on in the workshop months ago back from Lava Municipal with recommendations and changes. And essentially what we're doing is we're taking that 2009 document and we're having to shift it into 3 different locations, into 3 sections. So it's going to take a while longer to, the one section for the subdivision regulations was redone last year. They're gonna review that and make sure that it meets the standards of the new one. But also we'll have to do the building regulations, building permit section, separate it out of the zoning code itself, if that makes any sort of sense. Then, so hopefully we'll be getting that ready in the next month. I do have a couple different resolutions that are gonna need board vote. The first one is the renaming of a section of Hawk Lake Drive. Hawk Lake, when it was originally put in, was designed to have a dam at the end of the lake that you could drive over and it looped from 5 back to Highway 5. That dam's never been completed. The project's been abandoned. The right of way is actually gone, so the road cannot connect the two. It creates a substantial public safety hazard because when officers, EMS get dispatched to Hawk Lake, they don't know where, they see Hawk Lake vacant. The other issue is we're getting a lot of complaints from residents that their packages are showing up on the wrong side of the lake and the semi trucks are getting to the end of the road. There's nowhere to turn. So I talked to both sides of the lake. Both are very happy with the name change and are actually in support of it as well. We do have to pass a resolution, put it in the newspaper. It has to be in the newspaper for at least a week. And then if everybody's okay with it, we don't get a bunch of people coming and complain about it, then we'll have to pass an ordinance to change the name itself. Then the other resolution we have is for GovPilot. It says it's a planning and zoning software. It's not really planning and zoning software. What is it? It's a government management software, and the 6600 covers 3 modules. It'll be our building permit module, our certificate of occupancy modules, and our business license as well. Within the building permit, it's also going to give request for inspections and have those inspection forms. So essentially what it'll do is if people want a building permit or they need to do a certificate of occupancy or a business license, they'll go to our website, fill it all out online, pay it online. We'll get the notice that they submitted the report or the application, review it, and either grant it or deny it. It also creates automated alerts to let us know that, hey, this building is due for this inspection, or this needs done with this building. On the certificate of occupancies and the business licenses, the nice thing is it'll give me and Aaron alerts on, for her, like, the businesses when, hey, these businesses need to renew their business license. And if they don't renew it, it'll send her that alert as well. It is $6,600, which is a cost. However, it is going to save an unestimated amount of time and headache, because everything right now is done on paper. The retention is not great. When I go to try to find a building permit, there's nothing I can search by name, parcel number, any of that. And it's not user friendly for citizens. This system will be very user friendly for the citizens and for the employees themselves also.
I think especially since we have taken on the building permits now and we'll be getting those fees instead of the fire department, I think the software makes perfect sense because, and also for business license also. But it's more professional looking. I mean, some of the stuff we have is kind of like copies that have been made over the years, and the paperwork doesn't ask the right questions and all that. So,
I've gotten a lot of, I'm getting the forms updated where they're, even the forms that this won't cover on our website, to where they're more modern, professional looking forms that are fillable PDFs online that they can email. But even just the amount of variance requests that I don't know how variances were being handled completely prior that I took over. But the amount of variance requests that we are now getting, and every time someone asks for variance, it's a 500. So we've got 2 on Friday, that's 1,000. So I mean, the variances are going to pay for a good portion of it.
Have you seen like a demo of it, how it works and everything, and
Yes.
it's gonna work for us?
Yeah, so I did some research and I contacted the top 5 companies that came most recommended through municipalities and counties. And this and Civic Plus were the top 2. We did a demo with both this one and Civic Plus. I reached out to cities that were using both of them, and I got some pretty negative reviews on Civic Plus as far as it doesn't send alerts. So this was going to be definitely the go-to. And the nice thing with it is it comes with, I believe it's 45 hours of onboarding, to where they're going to create the online permits to be exactly what we want and adding the alerts the way we want it. It's also going to be very buildable, to where right now we're starting with the 3 modules, but if we want to start adding water, sewer permit connections or anything like that, we can add additional modules. It would cost more the more we add, but we can add additional modules along the way. They initially came to me with the price, with a yearly price that would have like a 5 to 6% increase yearly, with kind of like a cost of living increase. But I was able to at least negotiate it to where we were locked in at $6,600 for the first 3 years. So we won't see any increase in that $6,600 until it's time to renew. Everything gets stored on the cloud, in evil data centers.
I didn't think about asking you this. Do they do websites?
I don't know if I didn't look on that side of it. They potentially.
Because we have Civic Plus for our website. If they have a better website program, I wouldn't mind looking at that too. Because our website, I'm sorry to say, it's brand new, but it does have a lot of things that are not very usable. So it might be worth looking at anyway. But
I can engage them.
But I know that this is important for this permitting.
It definitely made mine and Dolly's life a lot easier. Contractors and developers that I've talked to really love the idea of it, and it'll make Aaron's life a little bit easier every year whenever it comes time for business permits or business licenses.
Yeah. Well, starting with the renaming the portion of Hawk Lake, can I have a motion for
I think she has to read the resolution.
Resolution, do you have to read the whole thing or just the title?
Just I can do it by title. Do you want to start, let's start with the, update one then first, because it's
Mhm.
resolution 2026-10. A resolution of the Board of Trustees of the Village of Sunrise Beach, Missouri, declaring an intent to rename a portion of Hawk Lake Drive. Do I get a motion?
Okay.
Second. All in favor? And the second one is going to be your 2026-11, resolution authorizing and approving an agreement with GovPilot, a government management software for provision of licensing and permits. I have a motion.
I make a motion, we approve 2026-11.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you, guys.
moving on to the latest of the billing, which is the three that are hooked together.
These are the amended vaccine that approved
The
today.
approval of the bills, and I guess we don't have any major invoices today.
The three that would be considered major, I guess, in your packet would be the Caterpillar, Cochrane, and LOE that just came in today. The Caterpillar is under transportation, and it's paid once a year. There was a question about it earlier. That's the one that you see on here for,
Right.
and then Cochrane and LOE.
The Caterpillar 34,000 is the lease for the year of
Yeah.
the Caterpillar. Okay, can I get a motion to approve the bill?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, we are going to close out the open meeting and,
I need a motion to end the open meeting.
we have to adjourn the open meeting.
Yes.
That's what I just said. didn't
No, you have to motion to end, no, because then you're not technically adjourning until you reopen. Again, you're motioning to end the open meeting.
And we'll have to ask our guests to leave, please.
I make a motion, we
Close
End,
the,
and then close.
end
Yes,
the open meeting.
yes, you open and then enter in, then have to enter into the closed. I know it's dumb, but you have to do it that way according to name.
Second.
And then, because you have to then motion to enter into the closed meeting based on your SMO 610-021.
We need to ask the guests to leave.
After this, yeah, that's what I'm just explaining.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
That you have to do both.
First, second.
Thanks, Jim. See you guys.
We had a first, what are you talking about?
No, we just have
Open?
the,
see you
we
later.
just did the open
Okay,
part.
so.
In a second.